And so, yeah, I mean, there I am. I'm standing there looking at him for like 20 minutes before I realized this isn't a SoundCloud rapper. It's just an energy drink shelf. It was bizarre. It was
If you
fucking.
say so.
It's like honestly, you go to SoundCloud these days, and it's so much fucking Technicolor. You think you're watching a Luc Besson film. It's amazing.
That's pretty
Hey,
true.
every, hey, everybody, we're here. Shitbag music producer style Nick. I was gonna go casual Friday, but then I said no.
It's
And
not.
Jeff is
It's not
Jeff.
Friday. It's not Friday. And I'm Sunburnt Holiday. What the fuck's going on, guys? Hope you were feeling great. It's Sunday. That means only one thing. You
Giant
better have gone to
beer.
church, otherwise you're gonna burn forever in hell. And also, the YouTube Saints. How you doing, everybody? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you enjoyed those fresh, funky, awesome, hip electronic beats and tunes. I like
So
it.
dope.
My new
I
favorite
mean,
music.
Only thing that could make it more hip with the young people these days would be if you included some butt stuff in it somehow.
I'm sure I can find a way.
It's doable. I'm definitely sure. But yeah, those were the works of well, we'll let them remain anonymous, I think, yeah.
It was Steve Aoki.
Oh.
So
I don't even get the joke. It just sounded well timed.
oh, the he gets it. So, all right, we're gonna start this off. We got quite a lot of things that we got to talk about tonight before we get our guest on. Our guest tonight is Dan LaMorte. He is a stand-up comedian from New York. A funny fucking guy.
Yep. Guy's done work with the UCB. For those who are not familiar, it's Upright Citizens Brigade. If you're old enough, you might actually remember them having a show on Comedy Central.
It's an awesome show.
It was an awesome show. It's an awesome stand-up troupe, and this is part of our efforts to sort of expand the range a bit. We've had so many YouTubers, but nothing but YouTubers for the most part, and yeah, for the most part, and it's great having them. But also, we've been looking more, and I think actual comedians might be a fun thing to do for a late night show. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we're not exactly Conan, but neither is Jimmy Kimmel. So
It's very fucking true. Conan was robbed. I'm still Team Coco. I will be until I die, man. Somebody's asking how the arrow is. The arrow is still stuck in my wall.
he's been keeping it fed and watered.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep. I've named it Raymond. Raymond the arrow. It's only part of an arrow now because I broke it trying to get it out. But anyway.
So it's not fine. It's broken and still in your wall.
Listen. I have nothing to say to that. So.
What side did you break, though? Was it the side that was sticking out the outside, which your neighbors would be like, what happened?
Nope.
You took away the thing you could just walk up and just go boing.
I took out. Yeah, that's what happened. It's still sticking out the side of the fucking house. Because I kill everything important around me.
I don't want to look at it, but I give a fuck what my neighbors think.
That's right. That's right.
Like, is that an arrow sticking out? Yeah, I figured while I was pointing weapons at your house through my wall, it better be a bow than a handgun.
You see, the moment you let people have that kind of control over you, they're just gonna walk all over you. Like, you don't want that kind of stress in your life. That's not healthy for you.
Exactly. I like to actually set off small explosives in my front lawn. That way, when like the political canvasser people come around, or Jehovah's Witnesses, when they're walking up the walkway, they just see what looks like clearly like a series of explosives that were buried in the ground.
Okay.
If they persist after saying this place is booby trapped, and they still make it to my door, I'm more than happy to talk to them and tell them to go away manually.
Right. I just like to decorate my lawn with a bunch of punji sticks covered in poop. Anyway, but one thing I did want to mention, as many of you who are regular viewers of the YouTube Saints might have noticed, we usually have a ticker down below with the hashtag YTSaints, which nobody uses, but we did it anyway because it's interesting and it looks neat. It looks like the news. Well, not only has the website that the ticker is hosted on is gone, but the guy who made it, his Twitter he's gone. I have no idea what happened.
Probably a Bitcoin scandal.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to find somebody else to code a new ticker for us now. It's sad.
But I mean, you know, you guys do still get the I mean, if you want, I could just start writing more ticker lines, and then we could just run them in succession like Fox News does the whole time.
Nah, maybe. I mean, it'd be nice to have a way that we
Also,
could just have people submit to it because I think it's kind of cool that they
what
can engage with the show, you know?
another thing I'd like to actually offer and announce here, because if there's one thing I'm a fan of, it's
Mm-hmm.
passing work off to other people.
Mm.
So all of you out in the audience, if you guys think you have a good idea for a ticker line, and we're thinking like, you got to think like Onion News headline style thing, right? Tweet it at YouTube Saints with the hashtag YTS ticker.
Yeah.
And if they're good, I'll incorporate them. That way I don't have to pull a full 15 or more jokes out of my ass every week 10 minutes before we start the show.
But they always
It
come
would
out so
be-
fresh and minty. Anyway, let's get to an article.
They do. Regularity is key. So, well, yeah, so we're speaking, moving from one, discussion about abject shit to another. Apparently, Mother Teresa,
we're doing that one.
charities.
Okay.
Was that the first one?
No, but that's okay. No, we're doing that one. We're doing that one.
Well, all right, we'll do that one first.
All right.
Shit.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't open them in the correct order. That's why.
You're the one who literally sent me the format for tonight, too.
I did. And
Anyway,
now,
let's do it.
Now I am its master. Yeah, but a nun at a charity founded by Mother Teresa was arrested and accused of trafficking babies. Baby trafficking. They're selling babies. Now, if you're a fan of Christopher Hitchens, as I am, you know from the work of the missionary position that Mother Teresa was actually a horrible person.
Yes, she
I know
was.
it's a weird thing to say, and even knowing it, it still feels strange coming off the tongue. Mother Teresa was a terrible human being.
Yes, she was. Absolutely horrible, horrible, horrible human being.
But her legacy's being carried on. Should we give that some context? I think maybe we should give that some context.
All right. So Mother Teresa was known for going around and setting up these. What do you call it? When a person goes to die?
Hospices.
Yeah, hospices. She'd go around. She'd start up these hospices. But at these hospices, she would forbid the use of painkillers or any type of way in which
Medication.
alleviating the suffering. Instead, it was literally a place to suffer and die.
Because God loves suffering, so saith the Catholic Church.
That's right. That's exactly right. Because Mother Teresa believed that the way that they could purify their souls would be to die in as agonizing of a fucking death as possible. Yeah, what a saint. Anyway.
Yeah, and forbid family from visiting people. She would basically these places were just imagine those creepy 18th century hospitals as they were, with just these big rooms with beds with people lying and dying in them. That was pretty much your hospice. You weren't allowed to see your family. No medicine for you. Just suffer. The more you suffer, the more God loves you, because there's nothing fucked up about that.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Not in the slightest. Well, here we've got a nun and one other employee serving at a Missionaries of Charity Center in India, founded by Mother Teresa, has been arrested and accused of child trafficking. Man, these Catholics, they just can't stop. Acting on a series of complaints, the Indian Child Welfare Committee, CWC, affirmed that they are in the process of investigating the sale of a newborn baby boy from Nirmal Hriday, Pure Hearts, home to a couple in Uttar Pradesh for 120,000 rupees, almost $1,700. Fucking Indian babies only cost as much as a good quality Honda Civic from the 90s?
Yeah, that's about right.
I wonder what their gas mileage is like. Anyway.
Or a really good gaming computer.
really good gaming computer. The baby was reported to... These babies don't come with the levels of RAM you want, though. The baby was reported to have been born at the charity on March 19th and sold to the black market to a couple on May 14th. The nun at the center of the scandal, publicly identified only as Concilia, was detained on July 4th, Independence Day. You babies, enjoy that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And the following day was placed under judicial custody by the court. Another employee from the center, set up by the late Mother Teresa, who was canonized as Saint Teresa in 2016, because literally even in the place that decides what is sacred and what is not, nothing is sacred.
Right.
was also arrested in connection to the trafficking cases. The charities expressed shock over the allegations. We are shocked to know what happened in our home. It is completely against our moral conviction. Sunita Kumar, spokesperson for the Missionaries of Charity, stated, "We are carefully looking into this matter. We will take all necessary precautions that it never happens again. If it has happened, we here in the Catholic Church believe children should be fucked and not sold."
All right.
Yeah,
So
I knew you were waiting on one of us to get to that joke.
I
It's
know,
like,
I know.
this is terrible. Selling perfectly fuckable babies.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We found out that some other babies have also been illegally sold from the center. We have obtained the names of the mothers in these babies and are further investigating, a police official told BBC. They're investigating to see how the operation was run and how many more children have been given away in the last few years. They suspect the home was charging upwards of $600 for each baby, depending on what the prospective parents could afford to pay. So it was, our scam for illegally marketing babies is on a sliding scale depending on your income level. We're amenable. We'll work with you. Is this like an illegal baby operation, or is this like a used car dealership, for fuck's sake?
I'll say for my part, I mean, and on behalf of the YouTube Saints, like, I know you guys have been wanting merch for a while, but I'm really glad this happened because this allows us to totally readjust our marketing plan because, like, we were gonna have branded YouTube Saints Indian babies for sale, but now apparently the Catholic ones are really hard to
branded
move without. I don't mean branded like cattle. I mean like they just get tattoos and shit. Yeah, it's on their pinchable little cheeks, and you get to pinch the Saints logo every time you do it after you buy one. It's but no, I mean apparently the Catholic ones are now off the market, so you guys are gonna be waiting a little longer for that merch store. I'm sorry.
All right, we're done with this article. Jesus Christ, we're not selling children.
No, we're not. We're giving them away with the purchase of every T-shirt.
Fuck you. Oh my god. Alright. Spectacular Wanderer. Breaking news. Pineapple belongs on my pizza. Gross. Giovanna Liviana says, your planet clearly needs to be liberated by my fleet of Romulan warbirds. That's probably true. Srede Kuchi, do you need big dick energy?
Catholic kids?
Do you need big dick energy? Order your big dick energy pills today and get a tube sock full of random pills that do stuff for reasons to help you in your daily battle with the fishmen from Vox. And Rocket Ship, thank you very much. Just to remind everybody, if you don't want Google taking 30% of your money, you can always use a Streamlabs link instead of SuperChats. But other than that, let's move on.
Yep, because it would also, we do appreciate those because it would really suck if I had to do this show on the Sprint network next week. Just for my phone, just like, yeah, no, it's a green screen. It's like, dude, you're standing in front of a tree.
let's do the Egypt one next. Actually.
Yeah, we should.
We'll end on a happy note.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
So yeah, this is fun. You guys ever wanted to go see the pyramids? You ever want to get like your genitals grabbed? You ever want to complain about it on Facebook? Well, guess what? You can only do 2 of those things at a time. Apparently. Now, this Lebanese woman is really upset. She didn't like Egypt at all. Did not have a good time there. That's unfortunate. She was a tourist. Tourists should have a good time. Instead, instead she didn't have a good time and wanted to leave Egypt. I got a giant beard, dude. Look at the size of this.
The fuck, Rick Sanchez. Jesus.
Fine.
A Lebanese tourist who was arrested last month for posting a video on Facebook complaining about sexual harassment and conditions in Egypt was sentenced to 8 years in prison by a Cairo court on Saturday. Mona El Mazbou was arrested at Cairo airport at the end of her stay in Egypt after she published a 10-minute video on her Facebook page laced with vulgarity and profanity against Egypt and Egyptians. During her tirade, Mazbou called Egypt a lowly, dirty country and Egyptian men pimps and women prostitutes. Mazbou, 24, complained of being sexually harassed by taxi drivers and young men in the street, as well as poor restaurant service during Ramadan, in addition to an incident in which money and other belongings were stolen. So she got ripped off and groped.
Yeah, I'm just imagining, like, V reading this article and being like, no, I think she was in Romania, actually.
Yeah. Mazbou said in the video that she had visited Egypt several times in the past 4 years. A Cairo court found her guilty of deliberately spreading false rumors that would harm society, attacking religion, and public indecency. An appeals court will now hear the case on July 29th. Of course, God willing, the verdict will change. With all due respect to the judiciary, this is a severe ruling. It is in the context of the law, but the court was applying the maximum penalty. Oof. Kamal said a surgery Masbou underwent in 2006 to remove a blood clot from her brain has impaired her ability to control anger, a condition documented in a medical report he submitted to the court. She also suffers from depression. I mean, I could kind of see that. But the thing is, too, and that's pretty, you get the basic gist of this whole
Jailed for
story.
a fucking Facebook video. A Facebook video bitching about, like, your shitty vacation.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate this place. It's like, I mean, like, honestly, I can only imagine, like, Baltimore having similar rules. I'd be in prison for 30 years.
Right.
Christ.
It's just so strange. I mean, it's alien to us, but, you know, here in America, we allow for the ability to, we allow for the ability to bitch about whatever it is that we want, you know, free speech and all that.
We're pretty good at it, yeah.
Yeah, we're really good at bitching.
In fact, I think, well, that's the thing. Like, we invented Facebook, and Facebook was pretty much exists, so people can do that now.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it's for.
Bitch about shit on Facebook. That's what you do. That's what this woman did. Now, because she hates Egypt so much, Egypt has decided they're going to extend her stay. Let her go back to fucking Lebanon. You know what they need to do?
Lebanese?
Like the fuck.
Oh yeah, she's Lebanese.
Yeah. The Egyptian fucking foreign minister just needs to make a spicy fucking Facebook video of his own about, like, you know, I was in Lebanon and they shit in the streets. It's like, was that Pakistan? Or it might have been Pakistan. I don't know. I can't tell.
Whatever.
Yeah. Listen. If there's one thing Middle Eastern governments really need to learn, it's PR. And I think the best place that they could learn that, honestly, would be from Wendy's Twitter.
Probably, yeah. Wendy's Twitter knows how to handle people being pissy.
Yeah, I mean, even that, like, you know what? I mean, like, you know, like, let the Egyptian foreign ministry, like, you know, tweet at this chick as she's flying home, being like, "Oh, we're sorry you didn't have a great time here. We'll try to have more civil wars in the future so that you can feel more at home."
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at that. Egypt. If you guys need a foreign minister, by the way, I've got the jacket for it. It's fine. I'm available. I mean, the only other thing I got is this show, so, I mean.
True.
Yeah.
You could do the show from Egypt.
I can do the show from the Egyptian Foreign Ministry. I'd be like, it's a great country. There's absolutely no prostitutes anywhere. Jeff, stay far away. Hey. Yeah, but this is this is fucked. Why does, I mean, you know, there's gonna be a whole bunch of people like, oh, it's Muslims. They do get offended pretty easily. That's true. Muslims get offended pretty fucking easily. But all the same, it's like, I think it comes down to there's too much sun. There's too much sunshine baking down on the heads. And we're getting the same thing with these political leaders, with these people in government in the Middle East that we had with the original prophets of all these religions. They're people who have had their brains baked in the sun for too long. And they get dehydrated and they make really stupid decisions and they start hallucinating and making shit up. And in this case, they're not making shit up, but they're just getting really upset because, I mean, like, in Egypt, what's the history of fucking Egypt?
I really want to make all these, like, spicy fucking atheist jokes at, like, everything you're saying, but
do it.
Do
it. Fuck it. This is YouTube. We're basically on the we're lounging in deck chairs on the fucking Titanic. Do it.
That's true. That's very true. Well, it's not funny anymore now that I even mentioned it.
By the way, I'll
whip it out.
I raised this drink in the name of the Prophet Muhammad and the Ayatollah in Iran, who is today, actually, and this wasn't a news item, I saw it on Twitter, apparently a dude got a whole bunch of brutal fucking lashings for drinking alcohol in Iran.
Wow.
Next thing you know, they're going to start dancing and shit. So let's all raise a drink to the Ayatollah.
Hey, pinkies up.
Some good spirit pinkies up from this Jew and that pig. There's a dog and a pig on the show. We're going to get a Photoshop later. It's going to be great.
Okay. All right. Fuck it. Whatever. Rimshi says, on a scale of Vox to George Washington, how much of a patriot are you? Well, let me just tell you. I could gauge, but this weather, it's just so hot right now. I don't know. You tell me. How much of a patriot do you think I am? Whew.
I'm wearing branded merchandise and a jacket that was bought at a thrift store to make me look like I have more money than I do. I'd say I'm American. It fucking gets, pal.
That's pretty American, yeah. All right. Let's end on a good note before we get on to our guest.
Yep. This is a good one. I mean, well, it's a good one. This is still it's still an unfortunate story, and it's a kind of strange one too. But I mean, it's been an epic fucking tale thus far, and there's been some good news to come out today. We'll let Jeff handle it.
Okay. You doing okay there?
I'll be fine. I just need to refill my bucket.
Your bucket, yeah, you do need to refill your bucket there. Okay, so 4 boys safely pulled from Thailand cave as second leg of rescue mission to begin in hours. Confidence soared that all 12 boys and their soccer coach will be successfully rescued from a flooded jungle cave in Thailand by the end of Monday after diver safety emerged from the cavern with 4 of the boys on Sunday. Excellent news.
It is.
Are you watching our own show?
No, I had to bring it back up because I needed to get the chat up.
Right.
Yeah, I need to see what chat's saying. Chat, you're important to me.
What was it that you said when we were talking to our guest before the show? But like a cave is an odd place to be practicing soccer.
Yeah, a cave is a genuinely odd place to be practicing soccer. But I don't play soccer, and I don't play soccer in Southeast Asia. So, I mean, I don't know how they do things. Maybe they got a... Why is there... I can't get this fucking life-proof fucking thing. ABC News, you fucking suck. You suck on mobile. You suck. You're terrible. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, these young lads, yeah, it's a strange place to be playing soccer. Now, I'm pretty sure that they went down there because they went down, like the whole team went down there, and I'm pretty sure it was one of these like, hey, let's check out. Can you fucking this fucking ad won't fucking go away. I can't. There's nothing I can do. It's like nobody respects the fucking. Fuck this thing. Anyway, the point is why I said you had to handle it. Wait a second. No, we're not on Twitch. I could say fuck the Amazon Kindle Fire. Fuck the fire. Fuck it. All the same, why were they in the cave? What were they searching for? Were they trying to become Power Rangers? The world needs to know.
What?
Exactly. That's my question. Why were they down there?
Power Rangers?
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen what Indian Power Rangers look like.
Ooh.
Maybe that's how they get their power.
Well, they're not Indian for one. They're from Thailand.
That's true, but my statement's also true. I've never seen Indian Power Rangers. So, for all we know, they were going down there trying to find some magical powers. Actually, in Thailand, they're probably trying to keep the goddamn Rohingya from washing up on their beaches. So they're trying to become... Maybe they were looking for a Gundam. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, why they were down there is beyond me, but apparently heavy rains and water have flooded in the cave, making them isolated, lacking oxygen, food, and water, and all the normal sorts of shit that they actually need to survive. 4 of them were rescued today. Now, there was a story early in the week, too, where I believe was he a Thai or an Indonesian? He's an ex-Navy SEAL. He was one of their special ops guys. And he actually went down to try and rescue these lads, and he died in the course of doing so.
Yeah.
But, I mean, fucking badass. And let's be honest, too. I mean, like,
you know, like... Power Rangers. Anyway, go ahead. No, go ahead.
They might be Power Rangers. I'm not trying to say... I mean, listen, it might be racist to say that only Power Rangers can be from Southern California. I wouldn't want to say that.
Hero from the cave. I'm going to find a picture of him to put up. Hang on.
He's a badass dude, too. And honestly, it's like... I mean, it's one of these things where... As a human being, I'm like, man, that fucking sucks that awesome dude died. But as a writer, at least, I think... I can't help but say, like... He died he lived as a badass. He died as a badass. Like, there's, I mean, holy hell. That's, you know, there's a reason he's becoming a national hero right now. He fucking deserves it. Now, that's a genuine fucking pinkies up moment.
Yeah, fuck yeah. What a hero. What a fucking legend, man.
But we do get to so 4 have been rescued, and they're not sure what they're gonna be able to do. So there's gonna be more. What the fuck is this?
Nothing.
What is this?
Well, you asked for fucking Power Rangers in India.
You found Indian Power Rangers?
Nah, it's just Power Rangers dubbed in Hindi.
Oh.
बस एक और लड़ाई दोस्तों हमें करना होगा जरा वहां देखो वो सब कौन है
You know, I have a feeling the acting is actually, at least the voices are better.
वो है कौन
Probably, yeah.
लेजेंडरी रेंजर्स असली वाले
देखो वहाँ ऊपर वाओ
मार्टी मॉर्फिन और जियो देखो टर्बो भी है ये तो कमाल है
लॉस्ट गैलेक्सी
वाइल्ड फोर्स डायनो थंडर
लाइट स्पीड रेस्क्यू और मिस्टिक फोर्स जंगल फ्यूरी और निंजा स्टॉर्म
और सामुराई सब यहाँ आए हैं
No, fuck off, all of you!
Alright, anyway.
The Pashtun Rangers are about to...
We're gonna get copy striked for that? We might get copy striked. Who knows? We like to live dangerously.
Please contribute via Streamlabs to the YouTube Saints Legal Fund. We must defend our right to shitpost with Power Rangers.
But yeah, the fucking sum and total of the story, though, is that it looks like they are getting these kids out. It's still, nobody knows for sure if it's all going to work out. Elon Musk is wanting to design a crazy kiddie submarine to try and get them out if they have any trouble. So, I mean, like, the world's best are on the case. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is, it's good to find out that people give a fuck. Apparently there are some rains which is supposed to come in. And they've described the biggest hurdles to rescuing these kids and getting the operations underway as being water and time. So here's hoping. I really hope this ends up being one of those wonderful stories in which, like, everyone gets rescued and they're like, hey, we're all human for about 5 minutes.
And they find some reason to start, like, attacking each other.
Yeah,
You're the wrong shade of brown!
It's like, well, I mean, if we were living in a white ethno-state, they would have drilled down and gotten them long ago.
Somebody's gonna say it. You know somebody's gonna say it. Of course they will.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, we can always count on the internet to provide us with, like, simpering fuckwits saying dumb dog shit to your audiences.
My whole sanity
here on the
in
YouTube
life
Saints
relies on consistency.
Yeah, here on the YouTube Saints, we just like to show you clips of random Power Rangers shows you never watched, and and vape like bosses.
Yes, we are very good at vaping.
Yeah, we were also really good at smoking for a while too.
Dude, we were the best when we smoked, man. You remember when we used to smoke?
Remember when I used to drink liquor on these shows and not remember any of them?
No.
Neither do I.
Okay. So, we're a little late getting Dan, but you wanted me to... Oh, no, shit. Fuck. Hang on.
Shit, fuck. All right, while he figures that out, I'm going to go get bucket refreshments.
No, see, you're supposed to...
What?
Nothing. Just go. Just go. Get out. I don't even know. Well, I'm.
What?
Woman?
What? I can't hear you.
Go.
I can't hear you anymore. I can't hear you. Excuse me. Between these sunglasses and this hairstyle, I need to go start a cult in the center of the United States.
See, now I'm starting to burp just out of pure desperation for my I don't know. Anyway, so we are going to have Dan LaMorte on. Let's get Nick wanted me to put up some of his stand-up, but he didn't give me a link, and it's like 10 minutes worth of footage. So let's get a sample of Dan, and then we'll pull him in.
Everyone, give him as much love as you can. Everyone, give it up for Dan LaMorte.
He totally killed the mood with our like Our... You can't even hear me.
Nice. What's up? Oh, you guys are already laughing. That's good. I get it. It's a weird look. Adjust your eyes. Get fucking ready. We're gonna get dirty up top. We're gonna power through it. We're gonna see what happens. All right? I was on Facebook this morning and I saw a girl post. Oh my God! Just cut off 4 inches of hair. That's so long. So I sent her a message. I was like, hey, love the way you describe 4 inches. I think we should hang out sometime. You'll be pleasantly surprised. I love the way you measure objects. Porn, let's talk about it. I like studying's the wrong word to use. I like breaking down the analytics of porn because a lot of outside advertisers put their product in the middle of pornography videos. My favorite one of the top paid advertisers is the phone game Candy Crush. Not sure who at Candy Crush thought that was their target demographic. I've been watching two beautiful people make love and like, you know what's missing? Candy Crush. She has beautiful breasts, but they're not peppermint candies. I can't do it. I saw a new one though last.
All right, let's get him in. Let's get Dan in.
Yeah.
Now you know why I titled this episode 5 Inches of Fury. Hey.
There's thought that goes into this shit sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, usually when we're lacking on content otherwise.
Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. Sure. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the YouTube Saints. It's Dan LaMorte. How's it going, man?
Up? Good. You caught me in the I was about to go down the rabbit hole of Got Talent golden buzzer videos on YouTube, which always ends in me crying for some reason.
Jesus Christ.
That's my form of self-harm.
Yep, yet another alternative to YouTube Saints. If any of you guys find yourself bored on a Sunday, don't go there. Don't do that. Stay here.
Sometimes you want to see Simon Cowell cry.
Oh, God. I kind of always want to see Simon Cowell cry, though, to be honest with you.
I honestly just want to see Simon Cowell cook something for Gordon Ramsay.
Oh. Wow. Dude, that would be perfect. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think whatever that British charity thing they do, the Red Nose campaign, that's what they need to do. Yeah. And then they can get the...
Simon Cowell tries to make his best lobster bisque, and fucking Gordon Ramsay just completely eviscerates him verbally.
Not only that, Gordon Ramsay would be like, you know, am I supposed to think I'm eating potato paste stuffed between pieces of cardboard? And Simon Cowell's like, your tone was all wrong. You didn't hit a single note.
Neither of them can break character.
Yeah, it's like now, real quick, Gordon, pretend he's a 10-year-old.
Oh, Jesus Christ! No. All right, so Dan,
he's really kind to the little chefs. He's kind to them. The junior top chef. Have you never seen that?
Oh, nice. Yeah, when it's like the little kids and shit, he's pretty nice to him. He's not mean.
Yeah, you took that in a different direction.
Yep.
What's wrong with you? You can just stop thinking about Mother Teresa charities, dude.
You know what? The fucking thoughts you put in my head when I do this show just really disturb the shit out of me, Nick. You're a bad influence on me.
That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to put disturbing thoughts into the heads of everyone involved. How you doing, audience?
Jesus Christ. Or putting other disgusting things into the fans at conventions. So anyway, Dan, I don't want to get into that conversation again, Nick. So Dan, how'd you get started in stand-up?
I was a college baseball player, blew out my arm, and decided let's tell some jokes.
Oh, that's fair.
It's like I had dreams to go into the majors. They didn't work out. So I turned all that sadness into fun for other people.
Exactly. To an extent. I thought it would rival the fun of the life of a college athlete. I was misled. Misled.
Yeah, all those court cases and tribunals, dude. I can only imagine. Like, well, I used to swing a bat and crack some balls around, but No, it didn't work out. Not a single rape accusation. It was terrible. So I decided to go into comedy where rape accusations were bound to fly left and right.
Yeah,
How you doing?
In college, they just get swept under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
And in
That's
stand-up,
what we learned about the NCAA.
yeah. And it,
Who? What? Nah, that wasn't. We didn't hear about that.
it's like
Well-
I'd always dreamed of being well, I mean, let me ask you though, do you ever hope to have a Louis C.K. moment where you furiously masturbate in front of strangers? I mean, I know I do.
That is definitely not on the list of comedy goals.
What about watching Louis C.K. masturbate?
I've eaten dinner with the man before, and I'd never even imagined his penis.
Missed opportunities, man. Missed opportunities. Like last time I went down to LA for visits and shit, I was pretty sure I was gonna have to like touch some producer penis to get on the show, but
Yeah.
I keep getting let down.
And this, like, only half of this is a joke, but the first half is true. Jeff here was actually on Dr. Phil recently.
Jesus Christ. Yes, I was.
And he actually was. He was there to talk, confront a woman who thinks he need to drink salty cabbage water in order to regrow missing limbs and cure the gay. But but in the course of that, Jeff couldn't actually, like, afterwards I was like, "How's Dr. Phil?" And he's like, "I couldn't get the image of his penis out of my head." It was amazing. And so yeah.
Which half of that's true?
It's up to you.
Look.
Dr. Phil's dick.
He's a very vascular man, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say.
I bet he has an angry penis.
Angry penis.
I mean, it didn't look friendly.
It looks like it hangs to the right, but it has like a snaggletooth, probably.
It hangs to the right, but it would rather not.
Just always like mean mugging you, you know, like just an angry dick, like you know.
Just yeah, I mean, like there was that whole green room scene where you just glued a couple googly eyes to it, and you're like, "This is gonna be great for my channel, Dr. Phil. Thank you so much."
Now I need you to just shut up and put it in your mouth, okay? Fuck. All right.
Eyeballs and all, you're like a Frenchman eating a small bird here.
I'm done.
I'd like everyone to meet my new co-host, Dan LaMorte.
Ew.
He's a comedian without a green screen. But that's okay because, oh wait, I'm not actually capable of producing this show. Shit. God damn it. That's like, Jeff, that's like the closest thing you'll ever have to a production-based union strike, okay?
I didn't have anywhere to go.
You got out there for like a minute though.
For a little bit. I enough to
5
voice my
minutes,
displeasure. Yeah. Then
You have a little commitment.
Was it the notion of googly eyes on Dr. Phil's dick, or the notion that you were expected to swallow them?
No, it was it's the fucking the descriptive term of a Frenchman eating a small bird. Just like, I mean,
The Finns are very sensitive people, apparently.
shut up.
It's like we're the only other country in Europe with an F for a first letter.
Look, I hope you two are happy. All right, Nick, Dan. This is solidifying. I'm never getting back on Dr. Phil. You know that, right?
Well, were you actually on Dr. Phil?
Yeah, I was really on Dr. Phil.
Oh no, jokes aside, actually, Jeff, explain to him what it was, why you were there.
I
It's
did.
funnier
the one
than any joke I can make.
for gluing the googly eyes on the penis?
That part wasn't true. I didn't see his penis. I didn't see it. Just the
Just
impression.
imagined it.
I imagine it's pretty big because he does have a sizable bulge in his. I looked. I'm not. I looked. Anyway, no, I did an investigative series on some crazy cult leader. It's a shit cult, an actual shit cult, and so they flew me down there, and I got to confront her on Dr. Phil. It was wild. It was a lot of fun.
What's the cult leader's name?
Jillian Epperly.
See, it doesn't have a good flow. It doesn't flow like a David Koresh.
Right? No, I agree.
I'm a huge Koresh fan.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, like, if she was like Koresh, when they inevitably raid her compound and set it on fire, she could put it out with all that chili juice she's got.
As far as cult leaders go, I would say David Koresh crushed it.
Yeah. I own a David Koresh T-shirt.
You do not.
No, listen, you could say his cult was so fucking, it was so hot and so fire that it burned the house down.
Somebody in the chat just
What?
said
Too soon?
Somebody in the chat just said Candy Koresh.
Candy Koresh. That's a shirt you need to market as fucking merch in your tour, bro.
I have like his little headshot shirt. It's just a picture of him because I talk about him on stage from time to time.
No, but I mean, take an image of Candy Crush and then replace like every jewel or fucking like whatever, just every like peppermint.
I'm going to Waco in September to visit the site.
Peppermint, yes. Show up in his shirt where every like peppermint candy is replaced with the face of David Koresh and be like Candy Koresh.
Oh man, he's up there on the list of my favorite people with the Unabomber.
That guy had some style, I could say, from the sunglasses at least.
Correct. The funniest thing is they made the TV show Waco this past year. It was actually a fantastic TV show, and I was stoned watching it, so I was like, I have to become friends with at least one of the survivors.
Yeah.
And I did. One of my Facebook friends and now like a pen pal of mine is David Koresh's right-hand man, David Thibodeau.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah.
What's he like?
Exactly what you'd expect him to be like.
I don't know what to expect, though.
He's, I think, outwardly, he says he's not a Branch Davidian, but inwardly, he is still very much a Branch Davidian.
Wow. Interesting.
It's like a fucking Skyrim character.
Honestly, I'm okay with the idea of that cult where David took sex off the hands of the other men. You know what? Sometimes you don't want to have sex anymore. Let him handle it.
I mean, okay. I mean, like,
if you're married.
Let's say you're some factory worker in fucking Iowa or something, and you've been married for about 14 years, and she's a little long in the tooth, got some mileage on her and shit. Okay, I could kind of see it.
Come home from work, you're like, you hear about these Branch Davidians?
Got some road miles on her.
You know, I guess I could see it. I could see it. You know what else is weird? There are still surviving members of Heaven's Gate, and they still maintain the website.
Well, apparently, I mean, you know, listen, you get a group of people to.
Do they?
He's asking. No, you get enough people together. Listen, you get enough people together who are all like really primed and set to do the same thing. A few of them are bound to fuck it up.
Yeah, like stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy, suicide. It's kind of the lateral moves, really.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be wild if like Heaven's Gate decided that they were gonna Patreon to try and like get it back off the ground, you know?
Listen, the spaceship behind the comet ran out of gas, and we want to PayPal them 30,000 credits in order to harvest that shit from Alpha Centauri.
Retro is still very in.
Well, it makes what?
Retro is very in these days. It
really is. Honestly, like, you know, part of me, like, I see the kind of shit kids get into these days with all these, like, you know, like Tide Pod challenges and all this shit, right? I think we need a resurgence of suicide cults in this country. I'm just saying. I mean, the great thing about suicide cults is it proves Darwin was more correct than he was even aware. It's like, well, I decided I was going to kill myself so that my spirit could float up to a fucking spaceship hiding behind a comet. Hey! It's like, do we really need those genes?
Yeah, the Tide Pod people got to go, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. I think we need to convert the Tide Pod people into a goddamn suicide cult. I think that's the best way we could go about it.
Or not just get like a new Survivor-type TV show, but it's just on the Galapagos Islands and just send them out there and see what happens.
You know, I'm feeling like I'm dressed like a TV producer right now, so I'm actually going to say I think you got a brilliant idea there that I'm going to steal. In fact, we're going to take Survivor, we're going to tweak it a little bit, and we're going to call it Lord of the Flies.
And you could host it as fake Dak Shepard.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey, go away, I'm baiting.
That's a compliment. You're married to the blonde chick.
Oh, shit. Wait, no, you said married. That's not a compliment. That's a death sentence.
Well, okay, so
It's
what,
like you're just talking about like David Koresh. Like, I love handing off your sexual obligations to other people. Like married?
what is it about the Branch Davidians though that you find so fascinating? Because I find them fascinating, but I'm curious.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was the TV show. The idea that there's a man who took the time to memorize the Bible. That's fully committing to the bit.
Yeah, that's
And even when the flames were there, he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna ride this one out and see what happens." I mean, a lot of them committed to it.
True. Yeah.
There was a lot of commitment there, yeah.
And also, just like the whole anti-government thing is kind of fascinating.
Yeah, like the really far wingnut kind of almost prepper sort of attitude. It's interesting stuff. I don't know, man. Like they always follow the same kind of progress. These cult leaders, like Rajneeshpuram did too, where I am divine, I have divinity. You start talking people into it, and then you just get them to liquidate all of their assets, and then they build you your dream home, and you get to fuck as much as possible. Like I can understand why people become cult leaders. It totally makes sense.
One day you get a TV show featuring
Scientology straight apparently fucked it all up because I mean, like most of the people don't get the dream homes.
I always joke Scientology is the Bigfoot of religions.
How so?
Because Hollywood just keeps it alive.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's not really a whole lot compelling about Scientology, honestly. Like,
what are you talking about? Like, there's a volcano. There's alien spirits trapped. They get dumped in a volcano.
Gay John Travolta. What do you want?
Gay John. I mean, like, honestly, like, who doesn't want to meet John Travolta at a gym at 4 a.m?
Not me. No.
Oh.
He's too handsy. He likes to, he touches, like, I don't know, man. I'm a touchy guy. Like, I'll touch on people all the time. I get fucking drunk and shit. I'm all over my friends, like, oh. But Jesus Christ, John Travolta comes at you. You can feel the oil from his grease, like, 10 feet away.
Grease lightning.
Yeah, like, I can't.
There we go.
Fun. That was a great pun.
Hey.
I can't do it.
I have some talents. Unlike Tom.
How do you know he's touchy? Have you been touched by him?
Oh, dude, no. I'm not that big in Hollywood yet.
Jeff had his first big Me Too moment at a gym in LA when he was filming Dr. Phil. He was in there late at night one day, and John Travolta's like, "Oh man, you're really hitting that elliptical really well. Let me feel the inside of your asshole to see if
You got
it's
any
really
extra
taken."
googly eyes left?
First of all, Nick. You told me you'd never tell anybody that story, and second of all, that was Kevin Spacey.
I thought you said it was Kevin Bacon.
No, I wish. That'd been great.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah. One
Kevin
obviously
Bacon used to have a good cult TV show.
Which one did?
Kevin Bacon.
Oh, The Following?
Yeah, that was a great show, and then they canceled it.
Oh, yeah, that was a really good show. Shit.
That's what they do with good shows. That's so you'll cancel them so you'll go and watch American Idol and hope that one day Simon Cowell has to respond to Vermin Supreme. Yeah, see, I put layers on that one. It's going to take you guys weeks to figure out what that joke was about. By that point, you won't care. That's how I get away with it.
Yeah, it's going to take you a little while.
Mm-hmm. I'll let that one stew.
You have to be quite the intellectual, really, to get that joke.
I'm far too smooth-brained to understand your multi-layered onion humor.
You all lack the ridges of a circumcised penis.
Oh, I get it.
Laugh.
I get it. I get it now. Okay. All right. No, you're losing me on that one, man. Jesus.
You got through the layers. I didn't get through the layers yet.
That's true.
Oh, wait until we start making jokes about lobsters. Then Jeff's gonna be the one that gets it.
Fucking Jesus. No. Like.
Well, I mean, hang on. Wait, no. I just need to ask. Dan. You're a fan of cult leaders. What do you think of Jordan Peterson?
My cult fascination stops at David Koresh.
Gotcha.
Well, David Koresh never told anyone to clean his room, so
Wash your
I'm just saying.
penis, bucko.
There's a T-shirt up.
Wash your foreskin out, bucko. I'm gonna sing the Rainbow Connection now. You're all gonna sit through it, and that's gonna justify my Patreon goal.
All comes back to Patreon.
It always does.
comes back to Patreon.
What were you saying about a T-shirt?
Oh, I was just talking about how I like cult leaders who have T-shirts.
Well, don't they all have to basically be dead before they get their own T-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So
Although Ted Kaczynski has, I own 3 different Unabomber T-shirts, and he's alive.
So wait, is that why my Teespring
in jail.
campaign is sucking so hard?
Ted Kaczynski's, they didn't execute him yet?
Nope, he's
No.
in jail in Denver.
Did he get? No, he didn't get the death penalty.
Colorado.
I'm looking.
He only killed 3 people
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
over 17 years. That is a terrible kill-to-death ratio.
Mhm.
Honestly, I feel like we need to bring the USPS up on manslaughter charges at least at this point.
8 life sentences. Okay.
He'll get out soon.
I think he'll fall short of the 8 life sentences. Call me crazy. I don't know.
You know, you can write letters to him, and in 2028, I think, they become public record. But for now, they're not.
Oh dear.
In
I'll
10 years, I'm gonna have to answer a lot of questions to my family.
I think we're gonna need to find the address.
My sex correspondence with David Koresh becomes public record. Fuck.
I think Jeff, we might need to find the address to write not David Koresh, Ted Kaczynski. We need to find the address to write
It's
Ted
Theodore.
Kaczynski. We need to find his prison address so that all of our wonderful viewers can send him love letters that I'll start with boom, ha ha ha, just kidding.
Ooh. I wonder, well, I know he's in a supermax, so obviously not him, but it would also be kind of interesting. I know that there are some prisons where you can actually Skype with prisoners.
Oh my god. I would love to have him on a podcast.
Dude.
I'm
I
joined
think we
by
need-
Ted Kaczynski. How's it going? You might have known him from a 20-year crime spree.
Yeah, no, I think Ted Kaczynski is the perfect YouTube Saints guest to follow Dan here. It'd be great.
Yeah, no,
I
that'd
think
be
we'll
great.
go against all he stands for, though.
What are you talking about? It's a terrible show we run here. We'll be like, listen, we're bringing America down for its bullying.
Well, he
Wait,
hates
that was
technology.
Yeah, he hates tech. He was like a mountain prepper. Yeah.
he's a Luddite.
Yeah, we probably couldn't get him on Skype then. Damn.
My thing on him is I just think he had erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
That's my. That's why I guess I'm not in the FBI. What do they call that? The criminal minds people.
Oh yeah.
BAU.
You're not?
What's your
Kill him.
profile? I think his dick doesn't work, and he's angry.
That's right. The more the more you ejaculate, the safer you are from going into extremism, violent extremism. I mean, the next case for our overarching authoritarian world is FBI mandated ejaculate measurings to make sure how much of an extremist possibility you are. We're gonna need you to fill this cup.
Really, FBI? I mean, I've been doing this for free in front of my webcam for about 5 years now. I'm pretty sure you caught most of that.
Yeah, I know there was because there was a period of time where I tweeted a lot about the Unabomber, and in that period of time, I had to take 4 separate flights, and on each of the flights, both there and back, I got pulled aside for extra security screening.
That's just because you're.
To be honest, every time I fly, I think, in their defense, I one time flew in a Unabomber T-shirt, so I was asking for it that time.
Jeff here had problems flying in a Bunty King T-shirt.
No, I didn't wear it going through security. Nope.
No, he didn't. They
No.
just didn't like it.
Put it on after security?
Yes, and they gave me some weird looks, but it was a picture of our friend Bunty King, and he's Indian, ethnically Indian, and him in a pair of boxer shorts with a belt for some reason, holding a knife, looking really angry like a jihadi. Yeah, I wore
I
that.
can see where the issue would arise.
Yeah, I put it on after I got through security, but everybody in the airport was looking at me real fucking weird. So, whatever. It's good shit.
I got extra security cleaning this morning.
Oh yeah, extra
Yeah.
security cleaning or clearing?
Yeah, they cleaned my asshole.
Roto-rooted that shit.
No, the woman looked at me, and I think they told her to do it. And she was like, "I think you're good to go. I don't need to get these gloves on."
I'm not gonna put these gloves on. I'm not gonna attach this wire brush attachment to this particular Dremel so that we can make sure you don't have any bombs up your bum.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are hijacking planes out of Detroit's airport.
Yeah, even
Right.
the terrorists who leave Detroit's airport are like, I'm just so happy to be out of here. Thank God. No, I'll land in Boston, then I will hijack a different plane. It'll be fine.
Somebody by the name of Peggy Hill. How did TSA justify extra screening on a ginger? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
That's a pretty shitty question.
It is a shitty question. Why were you in Detroit though?
I was headlining a club there.
Mm-hmm.
How'd the show go?
Oh, they were good. I think we had 4 shows. They're all pretty solid.
That's cool.
And then
Yeah, I wish we could say that. Shit.
Well, I wanted to say though, like the thing is, I don't think it's appreciated enough or stated enough, but stand-up is probably one of the hardest fucking things I could even conceive of fucking doing, man. Like it takes some serious balls to get up there and work it, especially like.
Fuck that. The writing is a fucking nightmare.
yeah, the performing is the fun part.
Well, that's just because you're a bad writer, Nick.
Yeah. Hey, how many books do you have out, Jeff?
I'll show myself out.
Yeah. No, it was the strangest thing actually. Like, what was it last? It was last fall, last winter. Like, I thought because there's an open mic comedy stand-up night here. Really good time, and I'm sure you can. And I've had every other comic I've talked to say, "Oh, the open mics are the best because they're just filled with aspiring comics, so everyone wants you to do well."
I would say the opposite.
Oh,
They're filled with aspiring comics, so they want you to do poorly so they look better. At least that's what it's like in New York.
Oh, well, yeah. No. New York is a place where everyone wants everyone else who is not them to fail. That's just how it works.
If you have hope in your eyes, you're not welcome. You have to lose that first.
Yeah. No. Well, listen, we got to understand. I'm from New Hampshire. Like, hope. We're born without hope. We're like,
I was supposed to go to college in New Hampshire.
Hey, yeah, you were supposed to, and then you didn't because
Franklin Pierce University, baby.
You were gonna go to Franklin Pierce?
Solid baseball team. Terrible school.
What the fuck? No, it's like one of the top fucking pre-law schools here in New Hampshire.
Well, I was just going to play baseball.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, playing baseball these days, it's on par with, learning how the law works. You don't need to know how the law works in order to be a lawyer. Rudy Giuliani proved this recently. It's fine. No. But no, I mean, the writing comedy though, holy shit. There's a guy you'd probably enjoy their shit. Good friends of the show, Poisoning the Well. They have a great fucking channel, and one of the hosts of it is Fat Pat, and he's been a stand-up comic since he got out of high school. That's been his only comedy's been his only profession.
Yeah.
And and talking with him though, it's like you really do have to become the most sardonic, cynical fuck on the face of the earth in order to write a decent comedy set. It seems like you need to find what's wrong with everything.
Exactly. That's why personal relationships suffer if they're not another comic. Because a lot of especially the date when you're trying to date. And you're looking at things a different way. They're like, "Why are you so miserable?" I'm like, "I'm not I'm just trying to make it funny. It inherently is miserable. You just don't see that because you're stupid.
This is me trying not to be miserable. This is me finding why all of this horrible shit is hilarious.
Exactly.
Damn.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like writing. I mean, I've written 2 books now. Plenty of screenplays, articles, all that shit. The hardest thing to write, I've found, is comedy, because it takes more thought and more effort than anything else.
Have you tried writing a manifesto?
Many times. No, I've written
That's
plenty of
hard
them.
too.
No, it's hard to write one people take seriously. And then you gotta, like, impregnate a bunch of underage kids and call it part of your religion. And then the government gives a shit, and then everyone notices. It's fine. But
I was gonna sell merch. I was gonna sell the comedy manifesto I was gonna write. But naturally way too lazy to do that.
yeah, and that's the other part of being a comic. It's like, well, I'm gonna write one set, tour it around the country, bomb as hard as I can, and then hopefully get an HBO special out of it. But
I guess that's one way to do it.
well, I mean,
so Peggy had a good point also. Let's see if I can figure out how to put it into words. Like, okay, so what about with stand-up and the constant amount of like over censorship? Like, you can't really be an edgy comic anymore. Have you noticed that?
You can if you're creative enough. I feel like the people who complain often about that are the ones who don't know how to work around it. You just have to pepper it into your set around topics that the audience is okay with. Like, I'll go from talking about porn and then jump right into a chunk about David Koresh because they don't have time to process that the attitude and the content changed. They're
Right.
still on the porn drive. So if you come right out and you just try to be edgy for the entire set, that's where you're going to... Because a lot of times edgy doesn't always equal funny.
True. That's true. But I mean, like,
I think there's a way to pepper it in.
do you think there's like strange trends and tides that go with it though? Because
There definitely wasn't in the past 2 years. But despite what some people are saying, comedy club audiences are becoming more accepting of stuff already. I think they had enough of the 2 years of PC culture. I mean, a lot of the clubs that I'm at on the road or the venues, the crowd seem to be tell us stuff that we're not supposed to hear because it's becoming so taboo now.
That's good.
well,
That's
yeah,
refreshing to hear.
It's changing a little bit back into the right direction where it's supposed to be.
and well, I mean, I say this also too. I mean, like, I genuinely don't like overtly shitting on like other people's genuine work and effort, but like the PC comics that you catch out there are not funny. They're not. It's like when you get, when you get that like hardcore, social justice feminist type of comic, and it's just like, so my vagina bleeds.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's honestly good compared to some of the PC comedy that's going on at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm being generous in this case then. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the PC comedy that's coming out, it's just not funny. And you can tell, too, because even the audiences who pile in, hoping they're going to hear some, like, validations and shit of their beliefs.
Yeah, because there's a whole wave of comics who want their stand-up to have an agenda. But if the agenda is not to make the audience laugh, then it's not stand-up.
Right.
And
If you go 10 minutes telling a story where the whole crowd is sad at the end, where the fuck's the laughs?
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, well, Carlin could do that. Carlin could, like, bring you down and make you depressed, yet make you laugh at the same time.
Exactly. He's the perfect example where he would do like a piece, he would do a bit that people would not get offended at, and then right after he'd talk about pussy farts.
Yep. Yep.
And that's the idea. You have to pepper it into a set. He was the master of that.
No, it's funny. I mean, like, Jim Jeffries, before he, like, lost his mind because Trump got elected. Yeah, I mean, Jim had fucking great sets. I used to love his shit. He had, like, really good, especially his, like, atheism bits. They were fucking hilarious.
Even the gun control bit's fantastic.
Yeah, and honestly, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not even on the same page with him on gun control, but like his bits about it were funny, and they worked because it wasn't like the focus of the show. And then when his material started to gear more towards I want to push a message as opposed to I want to make fun of shit, all of a sudden it kind of like it started faltering, and it was sad. I mean, it was sad to see.
Unfortunately, for the mainstream, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
If you want to be the guy who gets the late night talk show, and like, there's a reason Doug Stanhope won't ever be the host of a talk show on NBC.
That, by the way, Doug Stanhope, and I don't know if you've got connections, but I've been fucking chomping at the bit to get him on this show for a while, especially since I found out Doug has a rule: he will never play this town, Manchester, New Hampshire. He will never play Manchester again. Because
Why?
of club owners. Oh, because the club owners were just such, like, they're like, oh, we're just going to pack people in, fuck capacity. We're going to overcharge for everything. They were just scumbags when it came to, like, hey.
Manchester last year.
Oh, you did? I'm so sorry.
What do you call, what the fuck? What is the name of that place?
Shaskeen?
Shaskeen, yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was Shaskeen. There's one of two places people play here. And one of them, no one ever plays here because Doug Stanhope played there once and said, this was fucking terrible.
Is it Headliners?
No. Headliners is like I think Headliners is just like a weird fucking, like, the hotel thing.
I've stayed in that hotel before. It overlooks a baseball field.
Yeah, it does.
Well, one of the schools that was recruiting me was St. Anselm's, and they put me in that hotel room.
Dude, I got into St. Anselm by walking in there in a $12 Goodwill suit and telling them, like, I had a really good reason for going there. I wrote 2,500 word essay, the entrance essay, in the lobby by hand. Then I handed it back to them. Like, you need to write an essay. I'm like, I did. It's right there. Oh, okay. Well, fuck. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. And it's like, here's the VP of admissions, and I just sat there like, yeah.
I hand wrote my college essay.
Yeah.
Because I had a scholarship. I was like, they don't give a fuck what my mind is like.
No, they don't. It's like you either have money or a good bullshit line, and you get into college, and then all of a sudden,
we got a right arm that works well.
And then, like, despite the fact that like top tier schools are willing to have you there, be it because you play baseball or because you got a good bullshit line, ultimately you end up trying to entertain people on the internet on Sunday nights. I should have gone into finance. God damn it.
I don't know. I still don't think we've bounced all the way back yet, though. I mean, I still haven't seen Lisa Lampanelli come back. She's not anywhere. Like, I think she'd bomb right now with how crazy things are.
Well, she had like a meltdown on stage recently.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, not Lisa. She was one of my favorites.
Well, Maria Bamford
kind of went in a weird direction.
Well, Bamford is fucking touring all over the place. Seems to be doing pretty well, at least if you follow her on Twitter. But no, I mean, it's the thing though. I mean, because there was a term for a while, it disappeared because of obvious reasons, but alt comedy. And I noticed because I also know, Dan, you're a big MMA fan.
Yeah, and I'm also kind of technically an alt comic.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's and it's funny because like when I look at your sets, to me at least, it doesn't jump out as particularly racy, right? Like, I mean, there's some shit in there, but it's an alt comedy thing.
Than anything.
It's dirty and it's more sort of like it's one of those like, yeah, it's one of those like nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Do you get what he's saying? Hey, yeah, you do. Kind of like, it's one of those things. But like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I've noticed the term alt comedy is not used quite as much anymore.
In New York, it's probably one of them. It's very prominent because there's two separate scenes. There's the club scene and the alt scene.
Oh, okay. So well, I mean,
there are people who do both, and there are people who refuse to go into the other one.
Well, and it seemed, I mean, like
which is ridiculous because when you set that precedent, that means you're saying that you don't believe funny is funny.
Yeah, there are two types of comedy. One is
Yeah.
funny and one is offensive.
Like I've gone to shows at UCB and done my same dick jokes and porn jokes and got that alt crowd to laugh. You know, as long as it's a good joke, I think they're usually on your side.
People like, there are people who will go to performances, go to shows, comedy or otherwise, just in the hopes of being offended, so that they can make
100%, yeah.
Oh yeah,
they can get
absolutely.
They can get those sweet retweets and all that shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they haven't had sex in years, and the only way they get off is a bad Yelp review.
Yeah. And with that though, you've got like Ari Shaffir, I think, is a great example. Or Neil Diaz, not Neil Diaz. What's his fucking name?
Neil Brennan?
No. The
Joey Coco Diaz?
Joey Diaz, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like guys like that, and sometimes like you'll listen to those stories and like you'll chuckle at them because they're funny stories, but you realize like there's no joke. It's
entertaining.
It's an entertaining story that makes you chuckle along the
People
way and makes you
forget how
think.
entertaining a story could be.
Oh yeah.
And that's a weird thing. I mean, you can take a pop comic, right? Like a successful pop comic. I mean, like Ricky Gervais is still trying to push limits, but I mean, you take Eddie Izzard. Eddie's shit has kind of gotten, because he wants to push his message so much now. Eddie's stand-up has gotten kind of tame compared to what it kind of used to be. And yeah, you get these laugh moments where you'll hear the audience will just blow up because of the punchline.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really feel like they're really engaged with what the comic is actually saying and what they're leading them through, because one of the that kind of story-based comedy is the kind of thing where the audience gets engaged and wants to find funny shit.
Exactly. That's why I've really taken a hard right turn into storytelling, especially in the new hour that I've put together. I would say 45 minutes of it is storytelling. But
Cool.
Don't get me wrong, and inside each story, there are set-up punch jokes that will get a loud laugh. But that's not only to get the laugh, I call that, it's a gauge to show if the crowd is still on board with the story.
Right.
If you're telling a story, then you put in a good joke in the middle and they don't laugh, that means they have not been listening to the story.
No. And it's funny too, because like if you take if you consider comics from let's go like Mitch Hedberg. Mitch was he was a one-liner god. That was his thing.
He's one of the few people you could argue was ahead of his time.
Yeah, everything.
There never was a time for him.
Everything he said was both a setup and a punchline half the time.
Yeah.
And it was joke. And then you get these other comics, like Rogan's a decent example. And honestly, I'm not a fan of Rogan's stand-up altogether. I like Joe Rogan. I prefer listening to him have conversations than his stand-up, because his stand-up...
Yeah, he's like a real fascinating individual.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like his stand-up, his comedy shows feel more like one of those, a night with Joe Rogan. Like, Joe Rogan is going to tell you stories. You'll laugh a little bit, but moreover, you'll be interested in what he's telling you.
Yeah.
And when you go from, like, Hedberg, which is like joke, punchline, one-liner, to Rogan, and you see what's in between there, you find like the modern attempts at comedy. It's a lot like the comics world. The attempts to make comics with a message.
Yeah.
They suck because there's nothing entertaining about them.
Yeah. You know who doesn't get enough credit for combining both stories and still getting roaring laughter is the late John Panette.
Yes.
People wrote him off because everyone said he was a fat comic. But that dude would tell a story, and the crowd would be falling out of their seats, dying. And he never got enough credit. People just always called him the fat guy from the last episode of Seinfeld.
What the fuck? God damn.
He was literally one of the most enjoyable people to watch.
That sounds awesome. So we got a few of these we're gonna bust through real quick, and there's some questions for you in here too. Real quick, Giovanna Liviana, march beneath the raptor's wings. The great mother raptor will defeat the false god Xeno and her children. The Romulans will liberate the Star Road. I think they're on the cult stuff still. Rhino asks, for Dan, have you watched I'm Dying Up Here?
That's a very interesting one. I did some of it, but I actually backed out of watching it because it felt too real for me.
Yeah. Okay.
There was, especially in the first episode, the comic gets his first late night set and then kills himself after he does it. And I
Holy
didn't
shit.
like the way that made sense to me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it made me feel things that I feel in everyday life, and I didn't like it. But the show in itself is fantastic.
Okay. Let's see. Sergeant Buck said, I wear a jihadi Hunter Bunty on my chest to own the libs. Oh, Christ. And the Rhino asked again for you, who's a relatively unknown that people should be watching?
Oh, man. I mean, I could ramble off some relatively unknown. So, like, without a, like, so they shouldn't have a late night set, I guess.
I don't know. He didn't say
Like,
it
they've
It's
got
so hard to define unknown. God. I mean, there's so many people that I love watching. There's one guy that I love. He's actually my favorite comic right now is Nate Bargatze. He's a clean comic, but he is fucking hysterical. I mean, I guess he's not unknown. He's done Fallon like 8 times.
Nate Bargatze. Okay.
You know, I mean,
He makes me laugh
That's-
just as much as anyone else.
that's actually kind of an impressive thing too, when you have a clean comic who can get you fucking rip roaring. Because
Yeah, and you'll never even notice he's clean because his shit is too fucking good.
Jim Gaffigan, I think, is another one, right?
Yeah, I would say a relatively unknown is probably the guy who was my mentor, who's a legend in New York City, but nowhere else, is DC Benny.
See Benny.
He
Okay.
might be the best storyteller of all time. He used to run an underground storytelling show in New York where, like, every week, like, Chappelle would be there. He would get rock stars there telling stories. And he's the type of guy who goes on stage and he'll tell, like, a 15-minute story. And it's not even, like, a roaring laughter, but at the end, the crowd is so happy that they heard the story. Like, he tells it in a very different way than I've ever heard a comic tell stories.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he's always my go-to to watch. He just had an album come out too, actually.
It's a little strange almost when you find those, like, you know, those crossovers, right? It's like, all right, are they a comedian or are they telling me a story? I can't tell.
Yeah, like Bill Hicks was the king of that. Was he a comedian or a philosopher?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like,
He's the guy that I'd listen to the most. Even he died before I was even born.
yeah, I mean, well, Hicks, and this is a sad thing too, is like, I mean, and I'm not gonna, then Jeff, you can jump back into the things in a minute, but
Oh, we're caught up.
oh, okay, cool. I mean, I'll say, like, for the fact that, like, when you see what sometimes passes for comedians, and I don't think it's fair to even lump it entirely onto the PC scene, but I mean, I'll take people like, I mean, I think a good example is Gavin McGinnis. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, I used to do a TV show with him. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, you're very familiar.
yeah, I was
He
the
can-
liberal panelist on Fox's Red Eye that used to get.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, well, it's but that's the thing. I mean, like, you know, Gavin is more pointed than funny in such a way that it makes it sort of unpleasant to watch, because you know it's supposed to try and be funny, but it's not.
Yeah, if your comedy, if people watching it don't know if it's going to end in laughter or a weird type of march.
Right? Yep. That's kind of a problem. Yeah.
I mean, well, it's funny. Are you familiar with Count Dankula?
No,
Oh, it's the Nazi pug guy from Scotland.
he's a Nazi as a pug.
No. He no. So and he's a dear friend of mine too, Marcus. Ours both. Yeah, he's a dear friend of ours in the show, and he's everybody's friend, honestly, because, like, you can't talk to Marcus and not fucking love the guy. But what he trained, his girlfriend was always going on and on about how cute her pug was. And so he decided to train it to be the least cute thing he could imagine, which was a Nazi. So, like, he taught him to do a little Zig Heil. And,
No.
oh, yeah. And
Buddha, Zig Heil, and the dog would just lift its paw, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's because, yeah. And also, Buddha knew also anytime that he heard the term wanna gas the Jews, that would result in him going on a walk or getting a cookie, which really backfired on Marcus too, because apparently when he takes him for walks, his neighbors will say, "Hey, Buddha, want to gas the Jews?" Just knowing that he'll all of a sudden look to Marcus and be like, "I get something now."
Yeah.
Now,
What a slippery slope.
Yeah.
oh, well, he was arrested for hate speech, because he published a video of training this pug to do these hilarious things. And they were hilarious too, because afterwards he said, "I honestly think that training a pug to do any of these things is actually anti-Nazi, because a pug is a perfect example of why we should never play God, because this creature is so sad. He's just waiting to die. He can't breathe. And we did this to him, thinking it would make him the perfect pet." Yeah. Yeah. He was arrested. He was arrested for hate speech. Went through a 2-year trial. Was convicted of hate speech, and was ordered to pay an £800 fine. Raised £100,000 to contest the verdict, and then accidentally, when he went to pay his £800 fine, accidentally donated £800 to a children's hospital instead.
Oops.
Bastard.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marcus actually identifies him, like he identifies as a comedian, as it was. And it's strange to say that, but when people are like, "Oh, are you an activist? Are you a content creator this night?" He's like, "No, I'm just here to make people laugh, hopefully."
Yeah.
All right.
Now, do you think it's fair though to say that someone like him? I mean, is that a comedian? Do you think?
I mean, if the definition of I would say that's more of a comic.
Yeah.
Maybe a comedian. I don't know. I guess comic to me is stand-up comedy, where the comedian is comedy as a whole. So I would say he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. See, you heard it here on the YouTube Saints, a man who has managed to afford wonderful picture frames with his own comedy. He's a professional, as declared Count Dankula, to be a comedian.
That's my mom's mirror.
Oh. I felt I had a thing there, but then you took it away from me. It's fine.
Yeah.
Really, I can afford these beautiful couches.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird when you got people who do try to get hardline political, and really the comedy, like they're comedians who get political, but then the comedy kind of like takes a back seat, and suddenly you're getting preached at. I have a really hard time with it. Some of them and some of them, like conservative, especially, can actually pull it off. Some can. I'm not a fan of Gavin McInnes. I've never been a fan of Gavin, but oddly enough, I can't stop liking Steven Crowder. I can't help it. The dude makes me laugh. He really makes me laugh.
Is that the Louder with Crowder guy?
Right.
Yeah.
I went on his show to basically bitch at him because he totally fucked up and like said the AIDS epidemic was a hoax, and like I got into it with him, but he was. I mean, I did correct him. You know, I'm happy about that. But he's such a charming and charismatic dude. And then you watch his bits, and even if he's being a dickhead to people, like, he does have a lot of talent with comedy. And I think the comedy with him comes before the political message. I really do think so. Whereas, like, quite a few of the other ones don't. And I don't like that.
It's tough with it. I mean, I'm one of the guys who I just avoid politics as a whole on stage.
It's safer. And I think,
and it's also, I'm not smart enough to go in, and I don't want to. I don't really like to, because, you know, sometimes you're doing a room in the middle of Arkansas, and you're like, if I say the wrong thing, someone might actually get really mad at me and do some stupid shit.
That was actually like when I was trying to write my set, and I was reaching out to the comics that I knew, looking for advice. I'm like, I've never done this before. Do you have any advice? Anything I could deal with? One of the things, and it was funny because my friend Fat Pat, and I'm telling you now, go and subscribe to Poisoning the Well. You'll like the shit they do. But one of the things Pat said is like, you need to understand your audience. So if I'm playing a resort in the Bahamas with a bunch of like octogenarian Canadians, yeah, it's going to be different than if I'm playing something in Pensacola, playing to a crowd of frat boys.
Yeah.
You got to understand your audience. It's a funny thing, though, because when you think like conservative comics, right, the first thing that springs to my mind is Dennis Miller.
Yeah.
Dennis is, yeah, that's the thing with Dennis. It's like some of the shit's really funny, and then the rest of it's just like, yeah, I'm glad you're familiar with 1930s fucking jazz musicians to make a reference towards it. Congratulations. But it's the thing though. I mean, like, traditionally, I mean, like, Bill Maher is a shitty comic in my opinion. His fucking stand-up sucks. His jokes are shit. When he's in the hosting thing, right? When he's doing a show, he's clever. His shit's well, his writers are clever, I guess. Whatever. But all the same, I mean, but it's been funny because I've noticed that as the left has become more and more sensitive, the comedy gold which used to come out of it is just, it's evaporated. And you don't get these funny liberal kind of comics anymore. Instead, we're getting more people who are on the conservative side. It's like, I know how to make people laugh because there's all this hilariously stupid shit I can point at real easily and crack jokes on for a good 15 minutes.
Maybe, but I know so many funny liberal comics that it just, if it's once you start making it about being liberal, the same way once you start making it about being conservative, where it starts to be unfunny to a large group of people because they're not. I mean, it's the people who really. I mean, who? My thing is, why do you ever have to even go out there and say what you are? Right. Unfortunately, in New York, I do. Like, my opening line is always that someone who looks like me in New York City is racist until proven liberal. And I just do that to break the weirdness of the room because I'm a guy. Don't get me wrong, I'm as far left as most people, but I wear flannels and Timberlands and chains and rings. I mean, I look like a real piece of shit all the time.
Sometimes I go down to my deli with a MAGA hat on just to fuck with the clerk there. I notice I get less pickles when I do so. What's that about?
Yeah, I think the world will be a happier place when we when some of this like division can calm down. We can all start laughing again, because that would be really nice. Real quick, Breadmaster PBJ, thoughts on Christopher Titus? The guy could tell the same story every special and still get me to laugh like it's the first time hearing it.
Fantastic storyteller. The only thing that I hate about him is that he doesn't use a microphone and he uses the ear microphone.
Does he?
Makes me feel like I'm watching an infomercial stand-up comedy.
That's right. Yeah, no, that's right.
You're waiting for him to saw a boat in half.
I'm like, where the fuck's the slap chop? Come on, buddy. Where's the slap chop?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, he always does look like he's giving like a TEDx talk or something.
That's another guy who really talks at, but he's a fantastic storyteller.
No, it's funny too, because when you mention that though, I realized I think Ricky Gervais did that in his more recent Netflix.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's as far from an orthodox stand-up comedian. He's so unorthodox.
Yeah, no, but in the same way though, I do kind of remember looking at that like earbud mic that was coming down, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, no. You feel like for the punchline, he's gonna make you walk on hot coals.
Right. Sergeant Buck asks, Bo Burnham, yay or nay?
It's weird because he's a young millennial comic, as am I, and I've never once gotten into him. I've seen some clips of his. That one he did about country music was fucking hysterical. And I'm a huge country music fan, and I thought it was hysterical. But I've never actually sat down and watched the whole special. But he's a very creative dude. He's producing specials now of other comics that he likes, and he's doing a fantastic job of it.
That's really cool.
He has an eye for things like most people don't.
That's awesome.
And he's even pretty open about not being a stand-up. He's like just a real great entertainer.
He reminds me, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Tim Minchin, in a way.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, no?
Oh, Tim Minchin. Tim Minchin is amazing. Tim Minchin is basically what would happen if you took like a really sardonic, creative a stand-up comedian and you mixed him with like David Bowie.
Yeah, the guy could be a concert pianist if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll say this, but I don't know if this will land with you, but I'll say he's an Aussie comic. Yeah. He's very sardonic, very like his atheism takes up a huge portion of his bit, but it's not in a dickish way altogether. But he's got these magnificent like orchestral numbers that he's composed himself just for a joke.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
It's pretty incredible. His shows are basically, because he's a musician first and he's a comic second. And like Nick said, I mean, he'll bring in an orchestra at times, and the show is like 60% music, but all of the music is all composed by him, and it's all for the purpose of telling these stories and these comedy bits and telling jokes, and it's just it's a production. It's really incredible when he does it. But yeah, he's very unique. He's not like most people. But it's about the time we got to move on to our Undersubbed of the week.
Yep.
And so
we've actually,
I said,
I think it,
thank you, sweetheart. So Dan, I sent you a link to a link that's mycircle.tv. Should be there.
Shit! Did you send me a link?
Yeah, it's in the Skype chat.
I'll be right back.
All right.
And this is just a handy little system that we can watch videos at the same time.
mycircle.tv.
Yeah. Did you get the link to the specific room? It's in the Skype chat.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were watching before. But yeah, that link, and I'll be playing our Undersubbed of the week. So Nick, why don't you introduce her?
Yeah, this is fun, actually. So usually we look to our guests to ask what their favorite YouTube channel is, because most of the time our guests are YouTubers. But in this case, Dan was flying all about and dealing with time zones and shit.
Fancy celebrity and shit.
Big fancy comedian doesn't have time to prep for the show. But all the same... we what is this?
I haven't slept in 2 days.
Yeah, I haven't slept in 2 days. Oh, I got a Kino ticket. Why do I have a Kino ticket? Anyway, all the same, found this small channel. This is a small 20-year-old YouTuber, and we've been discussing like new comedians, these sorts of things. And she's got a straight up comedy channel. It's she's got a good sardonic British sort of tone to her. A lot of fun. And welcome to Loserville, which if you look that up on YouTube, you're going to get fucked up, because apparently there's like one of these pop rock emo band. I don't even know what the fuck kind of band it is. Don't go and subscribe to that band. Check this video out, and if you like it, go and subscribe to the channel, and then comment on the video so the YouTube sent yeah.
All right, let's check her out.
So if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, you might not know who I am. Hi, I'm Hannah, I'm 20 years old, nice to meet you, I'm addicted to Twitter. So on Twitter, I keep seeing loads of these unpopular opinion threads that are just blatantly thirsty for those sweet retweets. And then I realised, oh, hang on, so am I. Don't act like you don't either. Well, today I'm here to rant for your entertainment about some unpopular opinions that I have about the world, because we're just a bunch of angsty teenagers expressing our hatred towards, well, pretty much everything. Enjoy. That was creepy. Bananas. The fruit that kind of looks like a dick. Can't say dick. Not gonna get monetized. Bananas are the spawn of Satan. Don't at me on this. So one time I was in Sheffield just shopping around, having a fun time, and we went past this smoothie place that were handing out free shots of smoothies, and I was like, free stuff. Don't mind if I do. And at first I was like, strawberry. Oh my god, it's not strawberry. The only thing that I can compare it to is when you're walking down some stairs and you forget that there's an extra step at the bottom and everything suddenly goes in slow motion and you start having heart palpitations. Yeah, that's what it was like when I drank banana. Don't give me banana and we'll be best friends. So another unpopular opinion that I have is not having a lot of friends doesn't make you uncool or a loser or less valued as a person. It actually makes you very smart, because having a lot of friends is hard work. I mean, I'm just assuming that because I wouldn't know. Having a lot of friends is kind of like having a dog, It's fun at first, but then you realise you have all the responsibilities that come with it, including picking up their shit. My next unpopular opinion is that there are way too many YouTubers who do not deserve the success or recognition that they get. Now, I'm not gonna name any names. Just kidding, I don't want to get sued. But you know the ones that I'm talking about. The sexist ones, the racist ones, the homophobic ones, the slightly rapey ones. You know, the ones that do a lot of dumb shit that needy fangirls will forgive them for because they think that one day they're gonna marry them and have their babies.
Sounds like she's talking about Onision, if you ask me.
I thought she was talking about me.
You had
I'm
me
still
at
stuck
rapey.
on the pronunciation of banana.
Banana.
I love it. She looks like Bellatrix Lestrange from Harry Potter before the Dark Lord got her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you just opened up a whole new audience to us, didn't you?
I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd.
And she
Big
said,
Harry Potter. Are you upset that Dumbledore's not gay?
He's totally gay.
Well, he is gay, but are you upset that he's not gay, like openly gay? Like, there's no like butt stuff in the new movie.
Nah, I like just using my imagination.
Yeah, I oftentimes imagine Jude Law doing butt stuff to people too. So no, it's fair.
the fuck?
Banana.
Banana.
What even is this website anymore? Now, my next unpopular opinion might be a little bit controversial, so you know, hold on to your socks. If you're wearing socks, I don't know your life. Fuck that 280 character limit on Twitter. It's stupid. Yes, that's how you argue for something. Just say it's stupid. Well done, Hannah. Clap, clap. Even though I don't actually have the 280 characters yet, but you know, I am glad. The unique selling point about Twitter is condensing what you have to say into a short amount of words and characters. That's the whole point of Twitter. Twitter is all about finding the right words in our extensive English language to express how much you want to fuck Shawn Mendes. I just think there's something beautiful in that. I go to Twitter for memes, not essays. I have limited time and I don't want to spend it reading double what I could be reading, you know? Like, call me lazy, but I know I'm lazy. Keep it at 140 characters, okay, Twitter? Get a frickin' edit button. Okay, so for this next one, I'd like to politely request that nobody track me down and murder me in my sleep. I don't think that Rick and Morty is that good. Like, I get that it's supposed to be deep and intellectually stimulating and shit. Like, it's not that I don't understand it. It's just that, for me, doesn't take away from the fact that it's still a cartoon. Not that there's anything wrong with people watching cartoons. It's just when I grew up, I was never really a cartoon kind of kid. I watched iCarly and Victorious on Nickelodeon.
Oh,
I think
God.
maybe I don't relate to it quite as much because I don't feel that, you know, nostalgia-esque feeling. I just don't understand the hype. No offense. Okay, some offense. Sticking with the theme of subpar Netflix.
Oof. That made me feel so old. I grew up with iCarly. Oh.
Fun fact, I one time got mistaken for the bodyguard of the blonde chick from iCarly. I got put on a VIP tour of Universal Studios Orlando, and it was me, Machine Gun Kelly, and Jeanette McCurdy from iCarly, and the whole day, people just asked me what was it like being their bodyguard? As if they were a dual package. Yeah, I only bodyguard Machine Gun Kelly and iCarly.
Yeah, it's like, well, the bodyguard industry, you know, they need to offer these packages.
I like
otherwise
this video.
It's like,
I love unpopular opinions.
it's like buying a fucking bundle from Comcast. It's like, well, I was gonna be Machine Gun Kelly's bodyguard, but now I gotta be it for the Ginny McCurdy too. Oh, and her basketball boyfriend. God damn it. Yeah, no, I was actually like pretty impressed, and I did genuinely find this the cheapest way you can imagine. Actually, I googled small funny YouTubers, and I clicked the first result that came up on the page.
And she's great.
Yeah, she
What
is
a
great.
small
That's the
meme,
thing.
like, how many viewers does she get?
Not enough. That I mean.
And let me pull her up.
Yeah, this is one of the rare times in which like the undersubbed on this show actually has fewer subs than I do.
Actually, I don't know, man. Hang on.
What?
Let me look.
Her channel's like got under 1,000.
Does it?
I think.
I don't know. Here, it's coming up. 3.6K. She's got 3.6K.
Okay, I was wrong about something. That's fine.
Better than I got. I barely use YouTube.
Yeah, well, you have 3 videos on your channel. You're not going to grow with that.
I'm thinking of starting something like this where I talk in front of a camera.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how well that
But it's
works
just
out.
about my only unpopular opinion, which is Smash Mouth was ahead of their time.
Have you ever seen those videos of the guy who covers like really popular songs but as soon as like the lyrics start, he just sings All Star.
That is fantastic.
Okay, hang on. I've got a red pill you, my dude.
There's also one
important.
of an Irish a cappella group singing Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me." That is also fantastic.
Let's see.
This is rather magical. This man. He knows how music works. Apparently.
All right, this is pretty great. Anyway, but yes, by
Smash
all means,
Mouth is the Guy Fieri of music.
Oh yeah. Yeah, before we go and promote this dude, though, by all means, use the link in the description. Don't just go searching for it on YouTube, otherwise you'll end up with some shitty pop band.
Yeah.
Welcome to Loserville. Yep, and show up and, like, spam her fucking comments with, like, YouTube Saint sent me.
Yeah.
So be like, what is this? Don't stalk me and murder me and shit. And it's like, it's too late. we have a Dr. Squiggums.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God, it's me.
This dude's pretty amazing, and also because we will get copy strikes. Hang on. I want to make sure we don't get like bot copy strikes.
Yeah, we gotta comment every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Bam, bam, bam.
She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
And this is amazing how easily this fits.
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. It makes sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Put your game on, go play. Hey now,
It's too good.
rockstar.
It's incredible.
It's a brilliant.
All that glitters is gold. Only save me.
That's fantastic. It's funny because the lyrics sound like he could be singing about his neck.
How can you see into my eyes?
Oh,
Like
It won't
holes through
stop
my-
coming.
it's so good.
Oh no, my buddy Beardmo one time actually did a great one, remixed All Star, and it was 22 minutes of and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming, all set to Hillary Clinton clips.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah, that's pretty magical. But yes, by all means, go and subscribe to this fat Australian girl.
She's a girl?
Welcome to Loserville.
What?
No, I'm just gonna credit him with everything she does too, because it's good shit. But yeah, no, undersubbed of the week. What? What?
Nothing. Just keep going. Fuck it.
Listen, are you assuming his gender, Jeff?
By that hair, yes.
That could be it. He could have a vagina tucked anywhere in there. You don't know.
You know what's okay. You know what's weird is this guy. Like I think he's wonderful, and he does like so many songs covering them using the All-Star lyrics. But he reminds me of a guy I know in real life named Steve Nuggets. Now the reason why his name is Steve Nuggets.
That's a good tie-in, Jeff.
I know, but he works in a factory. Like where they take the steel and they make it chromey, whatever the fuck it's called, the thingy that they do, whatever. Anyway, but he's just like this down-to-earth, blue-collar guy who loves to get wasted fucking drunk on Paps, and as soon as he's drunk, he'll punctuate almost everything he says with, "Haha, nuggets," and slap his fucking stomach. And his whole body just does this ocean wave. And it's amazing. So we just started calling him Steve Nuggets.
I need more interesting friends, apparently.
He's great, dude. He wants to get a Pabst can like tattooed around his wrist. I really want him to do it.
Dan, do you have anything to say about nuggets?
Man, you guys Byron Allen that. Like an episode of Comics Unleashed.
There you go.
Yes, I have a tour coming up called the Dunking Nuggets Tour.
Nice.
It is a 25-city tour in like 26 days, and
Holy
I
shit.
go to the places where comics don't like to go. So,
like
coming
Manchester.
for you, Bentonville, Arkansas.
Well, I did pull up.
Will you be coming to Manchester again?
Yeah, next year, and probably in October. Actually, so this year, October.
Oh, I should be a sitting member of the legislature by then. It'd be great. You could have a dignitary in the crowd.
I don't know what any of those words mean, but yeah.
Yeah, I did want to bring this up though before we get on to like our cringe of the week. But yeah, you do have some tour dates coming up. Philadelphia Brewing Company in Philadelphia on the 20th.
Ooh.
Lucy's Laugh Lounge, Pleasantville, New York, the 21st. Victoria Freehouse, Philadelphia, August 3rd. Nick's Comedy Stop in Boston, August 24th and 25th. And the
I will
Triad
be
Theater in New York
Damn.
on August 3rd.
Yeah, that's the
Damn.
opening night of the tour is the Triad Theater.
Yeah, I'll be at the show in Boston. I'll bring Vernaculus too, and all of his wonderful, wonderful music.
Did you say Vernaculus?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll love him. He's great. He's the best EDM artist in all of New England.
I just thought that was another big word I didn't know.
No, it's a dude. It's a dude.
Yep.
He's a small dude. He has a lemon head in real life too. It's really weird.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, then I guess then after you start your next tour after that then. Okay. Cool. Right on. All right. So, let me get this all set up here.
Yeah, we got a whole new cringe of the week too. The one I picked was Article 13 and the very fact that the EU thought it would be a good idea to try and ban memes, which wasn't the crux of it. I get it. But we found something better because we have the best audience on the face of the goddamn earth.
We do. They reminded us of this god awful article, and
I didn't know because I wasn't paying attention to shit all week. I'm really
it's
good at
so bad. This is so.
Wait, before we
incredible.
start, can I close out the screen with the fat guy's hairy neck?
Oh yeah. You don't got to
All
start
right.
his neck anymore.
Cool.
All right.
That erection was getting a little too much for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was getting ready to call a doctor.
All right, our cringe of the week is from Vox. 3 reasons the American Revolution was a mistake, and this was put out on July 3rd. One day, a full day to let this cancerous shit sink in before you celebrate 4th of July. This
Just
this
look at
is
the
so-
guy who wrote it, Dylan Matthews. It sounds like a Frat Bros Dave Matthews cover band.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. This article is so bad. Here, I'm gonna
It's
make
like
sure.
crash into me, but get my consent first.
Right. Oh my god. Okay. So this July 4th, let's not mince words. American independence in 1776 was a monumental mistake. We should be mourning the fact that we left the United Kingdom, not cheering it. Of course, evaluating the wisdom of the American Revolution means dealing with counterfactuals. As any historian would tell you, this is a messy business. We obviously can't be entirely sure how America would have fared if we had stayed in the British Empire longer, perhaps gaining independence a century or so later, along with Canada. You know,
There's never anything wrong with pulling out too quick.
it's the safest option. It really honestly is. Let's see. Abolition would have come faster without independence. The British Empire, in all likelihood, would have abolished slavery earlier than the U.S. did, with less bloodshed. Oh, that's okay. All right. Wait a minute.
Just cause, I mean, I'm not a history expert or anything, but I figure if, like, we hadn't gone and shot all those Englishmen, all the black lives would still matter.
Jesus Christ, Nick. Okay, let's see. What else is here? We got, slavery would have been fixed faster. Independence is bad for Native Americans because obviously the British would have been much, much nicer to the native populations.
They were so kind.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that, like, up until we actually were, got our independence, we were all technically British, and all the terrible shit we did was on the British. You guys own that shit.
Yeah, but it's totally different. I mean, it's not like the British had this like tendency to brutalize the people that they had colonialized. I mean, there was never any problems with, India,
Well, no, listen. We're talking about Vox. Yeah, we're
South
talking about
Africa,
Vox here. And clearly the thing is like, they're like, well, the UK government tried to prosecute a man for
Hong Kong
teaching his dog to zig hail while ignoring brutal grooming gangs who were raping children worse than the Catholic Church. We're gonna ignore that because if we were British today, my accents would make sense.
I'm glad you brought that one back because you were starting to drift into a dark ass territory there.
I know where I'm going.
I'm glad someone does.
Someone has to.
Yes. American would have a better system of government if we'd stuck with Britain.
Oh my God, Parliament is great though. What? Fucking British Parliament is great. It's like watching a roast. It's like watching a Comedy Central roast that's just going back and forth across this big ass room. Well, I'm very glad my honorable contemporary from the Conservative Party decided to stand up and speak, but the thing is, his mum's gay. Ah.
Lord Featherbottom Tuffington, I respectfully disagree with you on that.
No, you.
Man, this sounds like a Gary Oldman flick.
Yeah. Ooh. By the way, all British lords are now named Lord Featherbottom Tuffington.
Yes, they are all characters from the VeggieTales series.
I haven't heard VeggieTales in so long.
Can we please?
I am old, sir.
Can we please? Can we please flood this show with VeggieTales references from now on? Please.
I'm all about it. Holy shit, yeah. We're gonna we will eventually get Doug Stanhope on here, and he'll wonder why he said yes.
Okay.
Like, what the fuck is this VeggieTales shit? I want to talk about Bisbee, Arizona.
You know what that means, though. Of course, we're gonna have a Saints movie night and make everybody watch VeggieTales now.
Let's say Tuesday.
No, I'm not
Wednesday.
making any promises right now.
Fuck off! You can't say we're gonna do a thing and then not say we're gonna do the thing. Let's do the thing on Wednesday.
I'm marrying 2 people this next weekend. I'm gonna be kind of crazy busy. Like, I got some shit going on. Man.
I didn't know polygamy was legalized in Oregon. That's pretty
Bigamy. And no, I'm officiating. I'm actually I am the priest. I am marrying my friend and his girlfriend.
Yeah. And
Yes.
their girlfriend and her husband.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
That'd be
gonna
great.
get to wear one of those cool collars?
Oh, it's the one with the one with little ring on it. Yeah, he's got
Yes,
plenty
it
of
has
them.
2 googly eyes on it.
I've just got this giant Inuit woman named Donna who's almost 7 feet tall wearing a leather dominatrix outfit. She's gonna hold my leash while I read. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. That's what I'm about, man. That's what I'm about.
If anybody in the congregation wishes to object to this union with the permission of mistress, please do so now. Get on with it, Jeff.
Kid, Jesus Christ. You fuck me up so bad sometimes, Nick. You really do. You really do.
Bit.
You really do. It's pain, man. It's pain.
I will try not to be so exposed to the next hotel room that we're unfortunately booked in. Would you like to tell that story again, Jeff?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to discuss the time I had to see your penis.
What was it like, Jeff? What was it like?
You're a very vascular man. You remind me of Dr. Phil. Anyway,
talking. Oh.
That's how we bring it back together. So anyway, that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. By all means, please go and check out all the links in the description. Our guest tonight has been Dan LaMorte. You can find him at danlamorte.com, also on Twitter at Dan LaMorte. He's also got...
fun.
Hell yeah, dude. You got Breaking the Fourth Wall, your comedy podcast.
Yes, well, comedy's a strong word, I guess. It gets very real.
Good. Real is good.
That's when you put a bipolar person in a room by themselves with a microphone, weird things happen.
Welcome to the YouTube Saints.
And then you got the Fight Fist podcast that you do about
yes,
MMA.
that one is all MMA, but usually ends up talking about penises or something.
That's what we do all the time too, Sammy.
But Yeah,
I know what
MMA and
MMA is
comedy,
all
that's
about.
kind of my life.
Absolutely.
The only thing gayer than MMA is wrestling.
And if you're anywhere in New England, make sure and try and catch Dan when he goes on tour, which you're already still on tour. You get like a 12-day break.
Actually,
Catch your
Jeff, can we cut and paste the tour schedule in the description?
I've got a direct link to it in the description. So
there we go. Yeah.
Man, you guys promote me better than I promote me.
Yeah, go check out dude's tour. I mean, like, I mean, we brought him on here because like we saw a number of his bits promoted on Twitter by other things, and I watched a bunch of them. A fucking damn good stand-up comic, and he's going to be coming possibly to your area.
Yeah, if you live in a small, shitty white trash town, chances are I'll be there.
Hey.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're not exactly the Kumite, but white trash, it still happens. All the same. Go check out those links. Go find his shit. Go see his show, and then get him to sign your shit saying like YouTube.
Yeah, and please bring weed. I can't stress that enough.
This man needs weed. Bring him weed.
I mean, I have my own, but it's nice when people bring me joints.
Dan, you've tapped into just the right audience right now. I think you'll be very happy.
I got weed.
On that note, though, yes, go check out the links down below. Check out our Undersubbed of the week.
Welcome to
Loserville.
Yep.
She is really fantastic. Tiny little channel. Let's see if we can get her over 1,000 subs by the end of the month. Let's get
She's
that.
already there, right?
Got 3.9.
Yeah, we'll get her up to 5.
Okay. All right.
Let's get her up to 5,000 subs because I'm keeping track of shit. Other than that, though, yeah, we've been your YouTube saints, and you guys sat through all of this, and that shows resilience. You have fortitude. You have a constitution that cannot be fucked with.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Jesus Christ.
Mahalo.